Okay, last time I had low quality audio and bullshit talking too much. Gonna try to do better this time, but fuck it. More ganja, more audio, more everything. It's the Enchants version.
So, I wanted to talk a bit more in depth about what happened with the Pokemon tournament in Boston and the two individuals that were supposedly going to shoot up and massacre the place and how they were stopped from doing so. So I'm going to be talking freely here and just speculating a bit. There are two things that you need to take away from this. Number one, I'm not defending or attacking anyone. In fact, I'll be playing both sides during this conversation in this video and talking about the potential of them being innocent and guilty. And number two, they have not been tried yet. They have only been accused of crimes that they didn't commit. There are literal movies and science fiction shows about machine.
Okay, that's what I missed last time. He said they're being accused of crimes they didn't commit after saying he wasn't taking sides. That's what I missed last time.
That would arrest people for crimes that they didn't commit yet, but they were going to, which presents a whole conversation and debate on whether or not those people should be arrested or not. Because with free will, at any given time, you could be a mass murderer, and you could grow conscience and say, I'm not going to do this. And you didn't break the law.
Unless you consider the law about, making threats to people, but online it can be considered trolling. I consider the line being when you show the weapon. Even that, you could say, is not necessarily a full-fledged threat. But when you bring the weapon, I mean, where do you draw the fucking line? He's going to tell you where he draws the line. You won't believe where his line is.
Even if you had every intention to break the law. So free will does come into play, and is a big problem when you just want to paint someone out to be a straight-up criminal and a killer and things of that nature. So let's begin with some pretty simple up.
To be fair, no one accused these guys of killing anybody. They're accusing them of planning to kill people.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you an outline of exactly what happened. So Boston police foiled this attempted quote-unquote massacre at the Pokemon Championships. The individuals that were arrested were named James Austin Stumbo and Kevin Norton. Now, if I was an investigative journalist or private eye, or if I just worked for the police and I was trying to figure out what they did or what they planned to do, I would want a motive. So what was their motive for doing this? Well, we don't exactly know their motives. These individuals, people have talked to them, people have interviewed them, they have YouTube videos out there, and they can be quoted as saying that these individuals were pretty laid back and chill. Now, I believe that James Austin Stumbo was invited to compete in the championships. I believe that he was actually invited to play the cards there. Stumbo and Norton both. And they were invited in the Masters division, which means they weren't rookies, they weren't just entering. The next thing is, they drove 25 hours, I believe, to get the ball.
You sick of all these young punk kids thinking they know how to play fucking Pokemon. It's like, fuck you. Yeah, that's what it was. There's their motive right there.
In a cramped car. Now, these individuals could be gun lovers. You could say whatever you wanted about that. But the fact remains that that's a long drive to go and do a mass shooting. And believe me, if you love Pokemon and you love to play the game, you wouldn't drive that far just to become serial killers. You know,
he's literally speaking for all Pokemon players. I want to replay that. Where are we?
Me. If you love Pokemon, whatever you wanted about that. But the fact remains that that's a long drive to go and do a mass shooting. And believe me, if you love Pokemon and you love to play the game, you wouldn't drive that far just to become serial killers. Yeah,
believe him, man.
There's definitely people who want to go out with a bang. There's no questioning that. But the problem is, with a serial killer...
People, but not Pokemon players. You hear that? He doesn't believe that Pokemon players are people. Yeah,
a psychiatric profile. The mentality of a serial killer, a mass murderer, someone who would have done the stuff like the guy that shot up theaters for the Batman movies. Okay, excuse me. My headphones just fell off. my speaker. I don't know why. Spooky, right? Well, anyways, usually the reason that people tip, the turning point, shall we put it, is that...
Oh yeah, for the record, the same thing that knocked off his headphones was the same thing that knocked over my fucking phone. And it was the last time I shot this video.
Around them, something is triggering them. A behavior that isn't normal, isn't right, and it's causing issues with them. Okay? So, what ends up happening is that these mass murderers versus very specific serial killers will go and get revenge on people that have caused them issues. So this guy was well received in the Pokemon community. He wasn't banned. Both of them were not banned from the Masters Tournament. Look.
Actually, when he says that part about going and getting revenge, let's replay it. But I think he might be talking about the serial killer, not the mass murderer guy. So, because I kind of gave him shit for that in the last version of this video.
Revenge on people that have caused them issues. What's happening is that these mass murderers versus very specific serial killers will go and get revenge on people that have caused them issues.
No, he is talking about mass murderers.
In the Pokemon community, he wasn't banned. Both of them were not banned from the Masters Tournament. Looking at his Facebook profile, James Austin Stumbo, the older of the two, this individual here has nothing about guns, killing, or anything of that sort. Even though he made these jokes talking about killing the competition on Facebook.
Again, he has nothing about guns or killing, except for the jokes about guns and killing. It's only the one-time thing, though. Only the one time. But, oh fuck, kind of stoned there. I forgot why I paused the video. There was something right before this. Let's go back! Power of technology.
The older of the two. This individual here has nothing
about guns, I gotta go back further.
From the Masters Tournament. Looking at
that's what it was.
Profile, James Austin Stumbo.
I didn't hear Proto didn't say it there, but if go back to the first time, I'm not fucking going back again. You hear it the first time. The guy wasn't even banned from the tournament after he threatened to come and shoot people with a gun, which means they didn't take it like a serious threat. But then they go to the guy's vehicle at the fucking tournament. He's got the fucking guns. Like, what's a fucking serious threat here, man? Like, Jesus fucking titties.
Older of the two. This individual here has nothing about guns, killing, or anything of that sort. Even though he made these jokes talking about killing the competition on Facebook. This is what tipped the police off and made them worried about this. Okay, they said they were part of a group, a Facebook group, and they said to the degree that they are ready for the world's Boston, here we come. Okay? And what ended up happening is that they said they were going to kill the competition with ARs. So one of them said, showed the picture of their AR and the shotgun.
I'm just going to end this one here because that's about where the other one ended off.